That's an easy night for y'all. Y'all come here and box me up real quick, right? Clip me, then go home.
As a business, I understand. I ain't gonna hate on the decision, but as a man and as a fighter,
As the highly anticipated clash between Jake Paul and Gervonta Tank Davis draws near, Jake has brought in none other than Shakur Stevenson for sparring, a move designed to mirror Tank's speed, southpaw stance, and elite ring IQ. Under Stevenson's sharp precision and timing, Jake is forced to level up, sharpening his defense, reflexes, and counterpunching like never before. After 5 years in the sport, Jake believes this camp has produced the most complete version of himself yet. Confident, focused, and laser-driven, he insists that his preparation will shock the boxing world, and that a knockout victory over Gervonta Davis will finally silence the doubters and prove he belongs among boxing's elite. Interview 2.
For, like you said, a guy who is shorter than you, how do you find a sparring opponent to replicate something that obviously, there's nobody else out there that's Tank Davis? How do you prepare for a guy that's different stature-wise?
Yeah, no, we have world champions. Raymond Ford in the 130-pound weight class. We got Montana Lovin. Shakur Stevenson is coming in this week. So
Wow.
Just sparring against guys on their level and people who have been doing this their whole entire lives. But we're really focusing on speed. And not as much on power. I'm not doing as much like weightlifting and all of that stuff. I'm actually trying to like lose some muscle so that I have less weight and so that
Viral internet sensation to legitimate professional boxer has been nothing short of remarkable. What once began as a social media spectacle has transformed into a disciplined, structured pursuit filled with sanctioned wins, grueling camps, and growing respect from the boxing community. Critics may still question his legitimacy, but Jake refuses to slow down. Each fight, each camp, and every punishing training session brings him closer to proving that his journey is no accident. Facing Gervonta Davis isn't just another fight. It's the defining test of his career. For Jake, this is the moment that could rewrite his entire legacy.
shock myself and show myself what I'm capable of.
When you picture how it goes down, is there something that you see yourself do? You see yourself knocking him out? Do you imagine being victorious? And what would that mean for you? A guy, again, who's only been in this sport for a couple of years. You've turned it on its head. You've had a massive impact, clearly, in just a few years, but it's only been a few years. That's the bottom line.
No, exactly. This is my 5th year as a pro, and so I've had to progress faster than anyone else in the sport to be able to compete at this level and to be able to hang in there with these guys. But I do believe that I have the power and the offense to be able to walk Tank into a knockout like I've done with other opponents and set them up for it. And so I am fully confident in my ability, and I think it would be one of the craziest upsets in a long time.
Yeah, well, one of the craziest upsets ever, probably, in many people's eyes. Well, I think I saw Cardi B just put a $250,000 bet down. It was a parlay, I believe, on Aspinall over Cyril Gahn. But then for Tank to beat you, have you seen that? And what do you think about Cardi B potentially facing a $40 million bet here?
I didn't know.
Addition of Shakur Stevenson to Jake's camp marked a major turning point. According to Jake, it was Stevenson who reached out first, expressing interest in joining the preparation. That single decision instantly raised the intensity inside Jake's gym. Now surrounded by quick, technically sound southpaws, Jake has been training against the exact style that defines Gervonta Davis: swift angles, slick footwork, and punishing counters. Stevenson's influence has shifted Jake's entire approach. No longer relying solely on power, he's now mastering timing, rhythm, and conditioning. The result? A more refined Jake Paul, one who blends raw aggression with professional-level discipline. Interview.
Some great guys coming in. Some really experienced southpaws that are smaller. I think Montana Love is coming in. Shakur Stevenson wants to come in. Jermaine Ortiz. We're gonna hit up Erickson Lubin, some of these guys. So we're just gonna bring in a plethora of fighters that
Fascism of celebrity boxing, the sport's traditional spirit still burns strong. Fans don't just watch for entertainment, they tune in for boxing's respect, nostalgia, and drama. The upcoming Paul vs. Davis fight has reignited debates in gyms, studios, and online communities everywhere. Veteran boxer Brian Mendoza believes that matchups like this represent the sport's evolution. If an athlete can fill arenas, draw millions of viewers, and generate serious revenue, he says, then they've earned their place in the conversation. Boxing, after all, is both a sport and a business, and this fight proves that both worlds can coexist.
And it's crazy, but people getting paid off of it. Yeah. So if he can call any one of y'all out and y'all can get that payday, I said go get it, baby.
You know,
I'm not mad at it.
for me, and I'm not mad at this move at all for Tank Davis, but I think when it comes to boxing fans, there's an essence that comes with this sport, and it's an essence that hasn't been lost, unlike other sports. For an example, with football, we come from the hitting days.
Yeah.
Can't hit nowadays. You know what I mean? So boxing hasn't lost its essence. You know, they're trying to make it safer and all those sorts of things, but there's still this pureness to boxing that really doesn't exist in sports anymore, but it's still there with boxing. I think that's why people have such a problem with this kind of move from Tank Davis.
Is it more the heart? How do you guys feel in boxers?
Man, like once you hear the numbers, I'm like they're talking like I don't know the official one. They're talking about 100 mil.
Oh, damn.
They're talking about these insane numbers. Like I'm gonna be like, don't take that. I'm not gonna tell another man not to take that type of check, especially for something like that. It's not on your official record. It's an exhibition. I'm not gonna lie here and act like I'm not gonna say yes to 100 million or something like that. But I do see exactly what you're saying about the essence of boxing. I wish they would kind of separate a little more because exhibitions have always been a thing. There's always been an argument.
Right.
But they're just selling it like a real fight almost.
Right.
So I think that maybe if we could create a better like distinction, more of a difference,
Right.
there might be less hate on it. But at the end of the day, man, I'm not gonna tell Tank not to take that fight.
And I said this last year. I said create a influencer title. And let those guys fight over there in the influencer world. They can live the world in
The unexpected partnership between Jake Paul and Shakur Stevenson turned heads across the boxing world. Stevenson, known for his calm professionalism and elite technical style, rarely collaborates with crossover athletes. Yet this partnership symbolizes something new, a bridge between traditional boxing values and the modern entertainment era. Critics called it unusual, but both fighters benefit. Jake gains priceless tactical insight from one of boxing's sharpest minds, while Stevenson connects with a younger global audience. Their training sessions are intense, focused, and deeply technical, proof that unconventional alliances can lead to real evolution. Together, they blur the line between showmanship and mastery, redefining what boxing preparation looks like in the digital age, redefining what boxing preparation can look like in the digital age.
Stevenson reached out to Jake Paul in support of him preparing for Gervonta Davis. Help me understand what is the difference between Bruce Ennis reaching out to Canelo Alvarez in support of his preparation for Terrence Crawford versus Shakur Stevenson reaching out to Jake Paul in preparation for his fight with Gervonta Davis. Tell me what is the difference. I'll tell you what the difference is. The Ennis family actually had a relationship with Canelo Alvarez. Shakur Stevenson had no relationship with Jake Paul. None. We heard, oh, who's the sparring partner? How much you got paid for that? So now, isn't that also applicable to Shakur Stevenson? Is he not also a sellout? I want to hear anything about this fight. I guess on YouTube, it doesn't matter. No, Shakur Stevenson is an elite level fighter that is going to be a sparring partner to a YouTuber, and he reached out to him directly?